Hi everyone, my name is Liam, so welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to learn, we are going to shadow a postcard named A Girl Can Predict Disaster. So let's get started.
It's the first story.
The first story.
This
story begins
on
December 26, 2004.
It was
a day after Christmas,
and
there was a 10-year-old
girl
girl
named
Tilly Smith,
and
she was on vacation with
her
parents, Penny and Colin Smith,
along with her sister,
Holly Smith.
They are on
They are on
vacation in
vacation
Thailand
at a place called
Mai Khao Beach.
Mai Khao Beach.
And this beach
is beautiful, right?
The sun
is shining, the sand is white,
and
the beach is
nice turquoise blue.
Everything looks really nice on that day. Because of beautiful beach and the nice weather, the Smith family decided to take a nice long walk on the beach in the morning.
But
as they were walking along the beach, Tiny looked at the ocean and she noticed that something was different about the ocean. When she looked at the water, it looked really
frothy,
like really bubbly.
Do you know when
you wash dishes and you have all bubbles from washing the dishes and the soap?
That's how the ocean looked.
The water is water bubbles in the water.
Not only that,
but the
water
waters
was
were not
as
as
calm
as they thought it would be. And something really weird was that the tide, which usually comes in and out, right?
You're at a beach,
the water comes in and out.
But instead
it just kept on going out, like it wasn't coming in. The water has moved out really far.
So
far that you could actually see a lot of the sand that you usually would be not able to see. So imagine you are walking along the beach
and then you
realize the water isn't there anymore.
It moved
way far back. And not just that, but there's all the bubbles, like someone was washing dishes in the ocean. It looked really strange. And when Teeny saw these signs, like the waterfalls and the bubbles, she started to get really nervous.
The
The reason she started feeling nervous
was because
she remembered a lesson from her science class just a few weeks ago.
And
in that lesson,
the teacher
was explaining what it meant when you saw these signs.
So
because of this, Tiny started getting scared, and she go to her parents, and she tell them, we need to get off the beach right now. It's really dangerous. This is urgent. We need to go.
Tilly
stayed calm, but she wanted her parents to know how serious this was.
But
since she was a 10-year-old girl,
her parents
the parents were like, yeah, okay,
Tilly,
Tilly just kept on walking. They ignored what she was saying at first. Because of this, Tilly started to become more
hysterical,
like panicked,
to the point that she just sat down
on the sand. She wouldn't walk anymore. And she just told her parents, like, please, we need to go.
I know what this means, and it's not good. So finally
her parents
kind of started to listen. Her
mom
mom
kept
kept walking.
However, her father
started to feel a little nervous And he said,
But
fine, let's go back to the hotel and let's talk to the staff. So then Tilly, with her father, went back to the hotel and they told a security guard about what Tilly was worried about. They told him that, the signs on the beach of the bubbles in the water and the water being really far back from the shore was a sign of something really bad. What they said to the security guard was that there was going to be a tsunami. At that time, there was actually a Japanese guy who was right there while they were talking to the security guard. Tsunami is a Japanese word, and that Japanese guy knew what it meant. And he said, actually, there was an earthquake in Sumatra not long ago, so your daughter is probably right. So then people finally started to take Tilly seriously. The security guard went out to the beach and he started waving the people to come back to the hotel to safety. Because of that, they were able to evacuate dozens of people from the beach. Not only that, but Tilly's father also ran back to get his wife and her sister, and he told them, like, get back here. There's a tsunami coming. So luckily, the family was able to make it to the second floor of the hotel when the tsunami hit. When the tsunami hit, it was huge. They described it as a wall of water 30 feet high. As you may know, the tsunami is a giant wave, basically, right? And so that giant wave, that tsunami crashed into the hotel and destroyed everything in its path. The family was able to get to the second floor and go out on the balcony and to see the wave basically destroy everything that was around them. So just a few minutes before that, you had a nice beach that was calm, tourists walking around, relaxing, taking photos. And then just minutes later, everything was gone. Everything was swept away. The area was completely flooded, full of debris, and debris just things, right? It could be beach chairs, it could be umbrellas. The whole area was destroyed in just a second. Now you may know about this tsunami. It was a really devastating natural disaster. It took about 230,000 lives across the different countries in Southeast Asia. And in Thailand alone, there was around 500 fatalities. But the amazing things is that on Macau Beach, which was beach that Tilly and her family were on, there was just an injury, but there was no fatalities. No one passed away because of what Tilly did. After the tsunami happened, of course, the aftermath was really bad. They had tons of cleanup to do. Water was contaminated. Many people were left homeless. But the bright side is that on the beach, no one passed away. So after this happened, the story of Tilly became quite famous. And she was called the Angel of the Beach by the news outlets, basically across the world. Her parents later on said that they were convinced they would have passed away if Tilly was there to warn them. And likely many people on the beach would have passed away as well. Because before it happened, no one had any idea. All the tourists were just walking around, and some
people thought it was interesting. Oh, look, the water moved back.
Huh, that's cool. And they would be walking around, maybe picking up shells and taking photos of this strange phenomenon. And so if Tilly wasn't there to warn everyone, then it likely would have been much worse. Since this event, many countries have installed more systems to be able to detect when the tsunami is coming, and hopefully it will help prevent devastating natural disaster like this in the future. By the way, guys, if you can understand a lot of this podcast,
so that's all for today. So thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.